So what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another part over here. This is going to be a short one because in previous part we saw how to create artboards and stuff like that. We also saw how you can change the size of that, and in this part we're going to work with a little bit of tools that I was talking about in the previous part. All right, so those tools are the rectangle tool and the text tool. These are what we are going to start first, so that we should be able to create a little bit of elements that you already have seen in many pages, and then we can continue working with that. All right, so let's create an artboard. Again, the artboard tool is right over here, and to create one I'm going to use the Android mobile size, and then I'm going to use my move tool, select tool. So from now on I'll try to use shortcuts. So if you want to see the shortcuts, again you need to hover over to the item, the tool, and it will just show you the name of tool along with the shortcut of that tool. All right, so I have created an artboard Android mobile size. I'm gonna call this one as home page. All right, so let's try to work with the first tool that I was talking about, that is the rectangle tool. So if you press R on the keyboard, or you can click over here, that is the rectangle tool, and you will get that over just by clicking on that. So once the rectangle tool is selected, all you need to do is come to your artboard inside the canvas, and all you need to do is click and drag. And I guess you have seen some familiar function in Microsoft Paint if you have used it, and it's basically the same. All you need to do is go back and select your select tool, the move tool, and you can click and move the rectangle anywhere you want. And also what you can do is these, you can see those dots around the corners and on the border of the rectangle. Those are actually the resize tool. The transformation tool is what you call it that in Photoshop. So all you can do is you can click on any of those dots, and you can start increasing or decreasing the size of the rectangle. Right, you can do it from any border, or you can do two borders at a time. So if I select this corner, it will do this border along with this border over here. So that'll increase the width and height altogether. That is one way to do it. And as you can see that if I make it almost a rectangle, I mean almost a square, and we can make it a square, all we need to do is go to the width and change that to, let's say, 50, and also height to 50. So that'll make it a square, and we got a square over there. Right, so what we can do right now is we can increase the width and height from this corner, but you're gonna see that as soon as you start doing that, it will then change the aspect ratio of the width and height. So to maintain the aspect ratio, all you need to do is, while resizing it from two sides, all you need to do is hold the shift key, and that'll then maintain that aspect ratio, and it will just increase the width as much as the height that it is increasing. All right, so that's how you can use the shift key and move and increase the width and height both together with the same aspect ratio. Now another thing that you can do is by holding the Alt key. So if you are resizing something, and if you hold the Alt key, what it will do is it will keep the anchor point at the center, and it will reduce the width and the height from all four sides. If you are doing it from the corner, undo that, but if you are doing it from a border, it will do for just the opposite side of that. So basically, if I do it from this corner, we have this border to be reduced, also this one. So the opposite for that will be these two borders, so it will also decrease that. So holding the Alt key will decrease or increase the opposite sides as well, just like you are doing for the size that you are holding up. All right, so you can also use shift key as well while doing that, so that'll maintain the aspect ratio, and you can increase and decrease the height of the rectangle over there. So that is first thing that you need to know, how you can resize the rectangle. Also, you can resize it from over here using the width and the height. Another thing that I'm going to show you in this part is this fill tool. Now these are a few options: the fill, the border, the shadow, background color, and all. And as you can see that there is a little tick right next to the fill, and that means that this is enabled. So if I tap on that again, now the fill is turned off, but you can't actually see it because the color of fill is shown right over here, which is the white color. So you cannot see a white color on top of a white color background. So if I select that again using the border, because the fill is turned off, so I can't actually select that rectangle by just clicking in between. So that means that the fill is turned off, so we cannot select the fill in between that rectangle. So let's enable it and let's try to change the color of fill, so you'll have a better understanding about it. So all you need to do is you click on the fill button, that's rectangle thing that shows the color of the fill, and it will bring out the color picker tool. Now this color picker tool is actually everything you need to select any color. So all you need to do is, first of all, you need to make sure that this right-handed side, if you click and drag, you're going to see that there is a little circle that pops out when you click and drag on it, and that defines the opacity of the color, the alpha property. So the alpha, as you can see, again shows over here 28%, and if you increase it 62%, if you decrease it, it goes down. So first of all, let's make sure that this is 100%. That means the color is completely opaque, so we should be able to see that color exactly what we have selected. Else, if you have decreased it, or if you are not seeing the color, that means you may have decreased the alpha property of the color, right? So let's just increase it for 100% for now, and then the next bar is where you can select your color from. Now there are very little to choose from, but these are all the colors that you'll ever need, because these contains more than millions of colors. You can just, all you need to do is start dragging, and you can drop it anywhere you want, and it will change this part over here. All right, so these are some steps. You are not actually selecting the whole color right now, you're just selecting these few steps that will then lead to selecting a color. All right, so what you need to do is, let's say I go to this part over here at the top, which shows us the exact red color. All right, so on the left hand side we see a box that contains the red to the black, and at the top a pure white color. So again, just like we drag and select the colors from these part, you can also drag and select color from this part as well, and that will basically be the main fill color of your rectangle that you created. So if I go to the top, I get the exact color that I have selected from this part, right? But if I want to make it a bit darker, I can go a little bit down, and then it will start mixing up with the black color, and it will make it a little darker. Same thing goes if I go to the left side, it will start mixing up the white color, and it will make the color a little bit lighter. All right, and also you can select from the top to the bottom, the gray to the pure black, whatever color you want. So that is basically how you can select colors from the color picker tool, and you need to learn, just need to practice a little bit. There is much more in this color tool than just selecting these colors. Also, you can paste in some hex values or the HSB, the hue, saturation, brightness, and the alpha. All right, so we got everything that we, all right, so now we know how to use this color picker tool. Now you can fill some color to the rectangle you want to create. So you can create multiple rectangles. Just you need to select the rectangle tool and start dragging and dropping. Then again use the select tool and start filling by selecting those rectangles, whatever color you want. So that's how we are going to fill some rectangles. Also, you can turn on and off the fill color. Now it is going to make a lot of sense to you how the fill works. Another thing that I want to mention before ending this part is that you can also choose the color picker tool to pick color from any object you want. Say for example, if I want to fill the bottom red rectangle with this color that we have for the selected icon, so what you need to do is choose this picker tool and move that to our bluish area and click on that. So all you need to do, just click on that and it will select that color and fill your rectangle with that color. So that's how the color picker tool works. It's very similar to the Microsoft Paint tool, but this is one thing that we have learned today, and in next part I'll show you how we can work with the border and also the text tool, and maybe in the part after that we will start creating our own login form and registration form using the Adobe XD. So I hope you guys like this tutorial, and I'll see you guys in the next one.